2024 Winter Concert Series is officially underway. On Thursday night, the Floras took the stage in the Coon Rapids Civic Center. The group performs country and gospel music. If you missed it, look for it in the coming weeks right here on CTN. 2 concerts remain. On March 14th, the Riverside Rockets will perform 1950s style music. And on April 11th, it's the country sounds of Kenny and Friends. All concerts start at 7 p.m. The price of admission includes coffee and dessert.
Did anybody lose any baby teeth? You lost some? You definitely lost some.
This week at Adams Elementary, a class of smiley first graders got a lesson in caring for their teeth.
We want you to always be sure you're using toothpaste only a little bit. You don't need a lot.
Dr. Eileen Crespo, a pediatrician with Delta Dental of Minnesota, delivered dental health kits through the Smiles at School program.
They have a new toothbrush for people, a new tube of toothpaste. They have a tiny little floss. We have a water bottle in there, and we have a timer.
The timer was a big hit with students.
You'll tip it over, and then the sand will take 2 whole minutes to come down. So you'll be brushing all that time, and when the sand is done, then you can be done.
A teacher's survey last year found that over half of their schools had no oral health education. Smiles at School hopes to change that.
We know that kids really are motivated by routines, and that's what they get at school. So they have a regular day, they know exactly what their path is going to be. And this, our Backpack and Smiles at School program is to really start kind of training kids to get that oral health routine every single day.
Good oral health started in childhood can continue through adulthood, and it's been associated with decreased risk of cardiovascular disease, stroke, and other negative health effects. Plus, children with good oral health do better in school. The Delta Dental of Minnesota Foundation's Smiles at School program will deliver over 50,000 dental health kits to Minnesota first graders in over 600 schools across the state.
So we just think it's a great opportunity and it's a great age.
A special send-off Tuesday night at Coon Rapids High School for the Cardinal Cheer Team. In late January, the team won the Minnesota State Cheerleading Association competition, taking home first place in the finals of their co-ed non-tumbling team. It's the first ever state title for cheerleading in school history.
And we just are thankful to be here, and we are just so appreciative we were invited. And we just want to encourage you all to go to Florida and have a great time and represent us well.
The National High School Cheerleading Championship runs February 9th through the 12th at the Walt Disney World Resort. The Cardinals roster includes 13 girls and 4 boys. We certainly wish the team all the best in the national competition.
I always recommend pay yourself first.
Improving one's finances ranks as one of the top New Year's resolutions. And just like with fitness, getting started is often the hardest part.
One size does not fit all. Everybody's different.
The team at Raymond James Riverdale has been serving the North Metro community for around 2 decades. They specialize in investment management, retirement planning, and budgeting. Consultations are free.
If they decide to work with us, then we have goal planning and monitoring software that we use to, make sure we're keeping track of the original plan, that they're staying on target, that their allocations are suitable for their risk tolerance levels, their lifestyle, all those types of things.
The best time was 10 years ago, and then the next best time is today.
Mike Kaiser is also a branch manager and investment advisor at Raymond James Riverdale, which has nearly $300 million in assets under management. He enjoys working face-to-face with clients.
It's all about habits. We teach a lot of get yourself out of debt and Roth IRAs at a young age. If you can fully fund your Roth IRA, that's the first thing you should do, besides your 401k if there's a match.
Danielle Anderson, a registered investment professional, likes helping younger people get their financial house in order. She says allowing time for growth is key.
I think a lot of people think like, oh, I have to put a ton of money away every month to do something. In reality, you don't. I always tell people, like, even if it's $50 a month into like a Roth, just it's better than doing nothing.
Absentee voting is underway for the presidential nominating primary.
Absentee balloting for the major political parties' presidential nominees opened up on January 19th inside the Coon Rapids Civic Center and continues through March 4th at 5 o'clock p.m. The presidential primary election day is on March 5th. If you want to vote before then, step 1 is to fill out a Minnesota absentee ballot application.
When you come in and you want to vote, you'll be asked to declare on your ballot application which party's ballot you would like to receive.
From there, you may vote for a nominee listed on that party's ballot. Minnesota's presidential primary will be held on Tuesday, March 5th. Absentee voting is now open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and then on Saturday, March 2nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
We do have absentee balloting with direct balloting, which means you can place your ballot right in the machine, and that starts on February 16th and goes through the day before Election Day. So it'll go through March 4 at 5 p.m.
The City of Coon Rapids needs election judges 18 and older to work on the presidential primary election day at any one of the city's 22 polling locations.
It takes a lot of us to make this work, and we are short maybe about 15 or so folks. So if you've worked for us before and you'd like us to reactivate you, please let us know that.
If you have questions, you can call the elections hotline at 763-767-4688. The presidential nomination primary is open to any registered Minnesota voter who is 18 or older on March 5th. With afternoon temperatures in the upper 40s on a late January day, golfers descended on Bunker Hills Golf Course. The driving range opened a few days ago, and the executive course followed. The championship course is set to open on Wednesday, January 31st.
In the almost 25 years that I've worked here, I've never seen this type of activity in January, February. We opened up our tee sheet for Wednesday through Monday, which would be the 31st through the 5th, and we are almost completely full for those days.
The courses and driving range will remain open as long as this mild winter weather continues. Since the course is built on sand, the conditions are quite dry and good for both golfers and golf carts.
For the golfers looking to come out, opportunity abounds at Bunker Hills.
Well, as part of our celebration of 60 years of Snowflake Days, we've decided that we would have an ice bar.
Pretty small. That's a good amount, but squish it down a little.
The centerpiece for the 2024 Coon Rapids Snowflake Day celebration started cold as ice. But with each passing day above freezing, it's anyone's guess how long Mother Nature will allow it to stay standing.
Last week we were deciding how much heat we needed out here so that people could be out here enjoying it. And now we're in a situation where we're afraid it might get a little too warm.
The ice bar is located at the Chanticleer Pizza Grill in Coon Rapids and is just one of the many locations hosting Snowflake Days activities.
There's a big list of events this year and a lot of great activities, something for all ages. So we really encourage you to take a look at that.
The Coon Rapids Snowflake Day celebration runs from January 27th through February 11th. For complete details, log on to CoonRapidsSnowflakeDays.com.
Changes are taking shape inside the Church of the Epiphany. It started last year and represents the first major renovation of the sanctuary in 40 years.
Maybe you've heard of Constantine's Arch. an arch symbolic of victory, a triple arch. This is the symbolic victory of Jesus Christ. It's his triumphal arch.
We have the saints, followed by the angels above them, and then God the Father on top.
When it came down to adorning the arch with color, it was no surprise Father Duffner turned to homegrown talent and nationally renowned artist Mark Sanislow.
So this is the underpainting, and of course we colored the background pretty recently here.
Sanislow has worked and reworked the design for the arch since last summer. He's painting oil on canvas in a makeshift studio next to the church.
Scale-wise, it's actually probably a little bit smaller than some of the other church projects that I've done. But it's definitely more detailed.
Due to the scope of the project, Sanislow brought in a team of artists, including Archie Page, to help move things along.
So Archie's been doing a lot of the painting right alongside me, and we've been sort of developing, a lot of the art together.
Artist Andrea Goldberg is working on the symbols which represent the 12 apostles.
The artwork that Andrea is working on right now will be some of the more color, more detailed design to go inside some of those embellishments.
In the coming months, there will be 2 more murals added on either side of the main arch.
So we've got the wedding at Cana and the baptism in the Jordan.
So far, Sanislow and his team have spent over 1,500 hours on the project. The saints will take on even more color in the studio before they're moved into the sanctuary.
So I would say 2 to 3 weeks, scaffolding goes in, we wallpaper this up, and then I figure we have another 2-3 months of painting on the actual wall.
Here's a quick recap of the Tuesday, January 16th City Council meeting. The council appointed 2 new members to the Sustainability Commission. Lynn Riley and Josh Zeller's appointments fill vacancies with terms ending December 31st, 2025. The council introduced an ordinance rezoning the old Edina Realty building near Target from office to general commercial. The Red Cross is interested in opening a blood and plasma collection facility in a portion of the building off Northdale Boulevard, but that use is not permitted in office zoning. The annual Snowflake Days celebration is marking 60 years this month. On Tuesday night, Mayor Jerry Cook proclaimed January 27th through February 11th as Snowflake Days in the city of Coon Rapids. More than a dozen events are planned. You can find details by logging on to CoonRapidsSnowflakeDays.com.
We're super excited to be here.
Stumpy's Hatchet House, Coon Rapids, opened its doors Thursday night to friends and family. Each person must go through a brief training session. Throwing coaches will instruct you on safe throwing techniques. Owners Todd and Abby Haven of Anoka are excited to have their entertainment venue in Riverdale.
Stumpy here offers primarily axe throwing. We have 13 total pits. We have a whole private back room for corporate events and things of that nature. We also have 3 ping pong tables that you can rent out. We do have a lot of yard games and party games and stuff like that.
Stumpy's serves wine, beer, and seltzer, along with a food menu. Although you are allowed to bring in your own food, playtime runs for 1 or 2 hours. You must be 15 years or older and accompanied by an adult. Stumpy's is located at 12760 Riverdale Boulevard and open to the public. For full details and more information, check them out on the web at stumpyshh.com/Coon Rapids MN.